The extreme backlash to the trailer for Disney's new live-action Little Mermaid adaptation is one of the most pathetic, infantile, ridiculous, and ignorant things I've ever seen on the internet. So why has there been such a negative reaction to a tiny bit of footage that shows hardly anything? Could it be because people are angry over Disney's lack of creative integrity in bringing to life one of their most beloved animated classics? No, couldn't be, because no other Disney adaptation has gotten this much hate. Not even the soulless, lifeless piece of plagiarism that is The Lion King, or the ridiculous, miscast, musicless, Mushu-less atrocity that is Mulan. And why only single out Disney live-action adaptations on the basis of unoriginality? How many comic book characters get rebooted every 3 years? How many times do I have to see Bruce Wayne's parents get killed in that alleyway? At least with these Disney adaptations, we're seeing them in the medium of live action for the first time. So what could it be that's so controversial about The Little Mermaid? Is it missing any of the iconography? No, the music is there, sung with a perfectly fitting Jodie Benson-esque voice. We got the red hair, the purple top, and the green tail, with some gorgeous new embellishments. So what is so polarizing here? I wonder. If you haven't guessed yet, it's racism. And if that statement offends you, then stick around and listen to the whole thing, because this is for you. This is your chance for redemption. The fact of the matter is that racism is the sole reason behind the extreme amount of hate behind this upcoming adaptation, and it's sickening. I'm not even going to entertain the people who are grasping for straws, trying to justify their racism with their dumb arguments about how mermaids scientifically wouldn't be black because the sun rays wouldn't reach the bottom of the sea, and blah 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 blah, whatever stupid nonsense they're pulling out of their asses. Say it with me. Mermaids don't exist, so science is not a factor. And even if it was, the argument is still invalid based on what actual experts on the matter have said. But what about the original story by Hans Christian Andersen being set in Denmark and therefore needing a Danish mermaid? First of all, this adaptation is based on the Disney version, and the Disney version isn't anything like the original story, and is definitely not set in Denmark with all of its tropical Caribbean imagery. Even if it was, Danish people can still be black. And once again, mermaids are not real. This is fantasy. Anything is possible with fantasy. The main complaint people seem to vomit out without any thought is that Disney is forcing quote-unquote wokeness on all of us. People love to use that buzzword, woke, especially as a negative. And let me tell you, if Disney was woke, we would have seen a blatantly lesbian or gay or trans lead character in the same way blatant hetero stuff has been shoved in everyone's faces since the inception of the studio. They're far from woke. In fact, my main complaint with the studio is that they only tease progress without actually committing to it, because they don't want to isolate their traditional audiences. Do you really think their big announcement for their first ever queer character, which was LeFou in the live-action Beauty and the Beast, was good queer representation? First of all, his name is LeFou, which literally translates to the fool, and he's the bumbling sidekick of the villain, and the only quote-unquote gay thing about him was that he accidentally stumbled into the arms of a man for a split second in the end. So woke. So woke. You're welcome, gays. But what exactly is woke about the live-action Little Mermaid? Is it because she's black? How is having a black actor in a role considered woke, especially when that actor was the best fit for the role? Halle Bailey auditioned and was chosen because she was the best. Rob Marshall, the director, said the filmmakers saw everyone for the role and that nobody came close to topping Halle. And it shows. If you legitimately can't see the Ariel energy absolutely exuding from her, that Ariel sparkle in her eye, her angelic vocals, etc., then you simply can't look past the shade of her skin, because she embodies that character better than anyone I can possibly imagine. And I watched the full sequence of Part of Your World that was shown at the D23 Expo and was leaked online, and wow. She doesn't just do a serviceable job like most actors do when they approach live-action characters. She absolutely devours. She is giving it her everything. She has the sweet, affable, angelic vocals that the animated character provides, but she takes it to the next level. She infuses every moment with passion, life, and her own flavor, and it's truly breathtaking. Nobody else could give what she is giving, and she does all that for people to just see her skin color and become blind to everything else. It's disgraceful. And perhaps the most clueless, simple-minded comment is when people say that casting a black woman as Ariel is comparable to casting a white person as Tiana or Mulan. Come on, you have to know that that is not even close to the same thing. Firstly, with characters like Tiana and Mulan, their race is essential to the actual story and plays a huge part in their identities. Ariel's race doesn't matter at all, plays no part in the story, and isn't even specifically established. Not only that, but people who really believe casting a white person in a role that's meant for a person of color is the same thing as it would be the other way around has an extreme lack of contextual and cultural awareness. Since the very beginning of cinema, white people have been cast as people of color in the few roles that actually represent and were meant for people of color. Hollywood whitewashing has been a huge problem up until recently, and now Hollywood is just starting to make up for a lack of diversity, especially in their classic stories and fairy tales. White people have enough representation to last them a lifetime, and it's not like the roles for white actors are going anywhere. Have you seen the plethora of reaction videos of little black kids joyously reacting to the trailer for the new Little Mermaid? It is so heartwarming and beautiful to show children who have been starved of representation to finally see themselves as their favorite character. It may mean nothing to you, but it means everything to them. And once again, it's not forced, because Halle Bailey is the best fit for the role. Period. The end. And you know what? I'm just gonna choose to believe Ariel was always black. How about that? Her race was never established, and guess what? Race can't always be taken at face value. Did you know that Halsey is black? If Halsey were an animated character, you'd assume that character was white. So yeah, I love my Black Princess Ariel. That is all. Good day. Be kind. Do not send negative energy into the world.